Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. And today we're going to be doing the 50 sub special. Now, I know I'm kind of late to do the 50 sub special cuz I was doing the What If Naruto Had Infinite Chakra series. And if you didn't see that, make sure to go check it out right now cuz it was insane. Probably my best What If series yet. Barely, it's either the Copy Ninja one or the Infinite Chakra one. But never mind. This isn't about those. It's about my 50 sub special, and it's about what if Naruto had a leveling system. And with that being said, let's get straight into it. So before we get into this video, there are some really important things you have to know. So first of all, I'm not bringing the solo leveling universe over to the Naruto universe. I'm just gonna have a leveling system exist in the Naruto-verse through means that, make sense with the characters that are in Naruto, I guess. So, how this leveling system is gonna work is it's gonna be created by Minato to make Naruto stronger. And this kind of makes sense, story-wise. It does make sense that Minato would kind of create the system to help Naruto become stronger, just in case Minato couldn't train him himself. He just wanted to make this system that would help Naruto become the strongest ninja he can be. Now, how he would make the system, I have no idea. But I am the writer of the story, so it just happened. And with that, let's get straight into it. So, what happened is one day, Naruto was just walking around. Of course, nobody liked Naruto. After all, he was the outcast. He was the Nine-Tails brat, the demon. Nobody liked him. And he was just eating a bowl of ramen that he could barely afford. He had saved up all the money that Hiruzen had given him for the last few months, just so that he could afford this meal of a lifetime. Now, Naruto was just sitting there enjoying his bowl of ramen, and Teuchi really just felt bad for him. I mean, no kid should be treated this way. Growing up like this it just must feel terrible. And, he just almost wanted to give Naruto his bowl for free, but he didn't say anything, as Naruto said that the bowl was amazing and this was by far his favorite restaurant ever, and left, paying Teuchi with of the money that he had saved up. On his way back, there were a bunch of villagers that were kind of mad at Naruto because they liked Teuchi's ramen shop, and it was probably their favorite restaurant to eat at anyways. So they kind of were mad at Naruto because they didn't want him to be in that restaurant. Naruto would kind of just ruin the restaurant for them. So they decided to get some payback on him. And I know that makes no sense, but that's literally the name of this series. People hating Naruto for no reason at all. Well, at least the beginning. Anyways, the villagers take out some knives and swords that they have on them for reasons. And they bring him over outside of the village, and they start attacking him. Naruto tries to defend himself with the best of his ability, but he doesn't really stand a chance. This was a group of 4 people, but Naruto was weaponless and a child by himself as he got beat up, and then the final villager used his sword to stab him through the chest, as Naruto was left out there to die. But something happened. As Naruto was dying and his vision was getting blurrier and blurrier, he saw a blue screen pop up on his vision. And at first he thought he was hallucinating, and he thought this was just a trick of some kind. And on the screen appeared some text that said, "Do you want to become a player?" And Naruto just pressed yes because I mean, why not? It didn't matter anymore. He was probably gonna die anyways. But, he didn't care. It was probably a genjutsu anyways as well, or his hallucination as he pressed it. And then he passed out. Later, he woke up in the hospital, and, he really didn't know. So he woke up, and he realized that he was alive, and he just felt great as he shot up out of bed, like, in a cold sweat, just wondering what on earth had just happened to him, where he was. Like, one moment he was about to die, now he's somewhere in a bed. And as he wakes up, he looks around, seeing nobody to watch him get up. As he expected, no one would care if he healed anyways. The only people watching were probably people who wanted him to stay dead. But one thing he did realize that had stayed from the night before was the blue screen. The blue screen was still in front of Naruto, and he tried to look away, but the screen followed him. And on the screen appeared something saying daily quest, and it said 100 push-ups, 100 squats, 100 sit-ups, and a 10-kilometer run. And I'm not sure if that's exactly accurate, but it's basically said something like that. And Naruto at first was like, why on earth should I do this? But then he realized he has nothing better to do. After all, he's Naruto, and he'd rather do this than stay at home just drinking spoiled milk. I mean, honestly, he has nothing better to do. And because he has the Nine Tails in him, and that gives him exceptional healing powers, he's already pretty good. Like, he's feeling well enough to actually do the exercise. He's still a little sore around the chest, where he got stabbed. But except for that, he's fine. So he gets up, starts doing push-ups and sit-ups, and he does 100 push-ups and the sit-ups and the squats. And he's almost like Rock Lee when he was in the hospital, but he was still doing his push-ups and sit-ups and everything. So Naruto's almost kind of like Rock Lee coming out of the hospital to do exercise. And then he had to do his 10-kilometer run, which was probably the hardest out of all of them. And by the end of that, Naruto was extremely tired. But the daily quest was completed. And Naruto kind of felt good, as the daily quest turned into another screen saying level up. And now this what if won't stick exactly to the way solo leveling works in, solo leveling, but because, this is a leveling system just like the one in solo leveling, just created by Minato. So everything that happens in solo leveling is kind of altered and brought into Naruto in my own style. So for example, instead of dungeons, you will probably go on missions. Anyways, Naruto just, realized that he leveled up, and he kind of thought that this does nothing, but when he went around, he realized he feels stronger and also faster. It was weird, but it was like the level up had leveled up his stats. And Naruto didn't quite believe himself at first, thinking that he was going crazy, but it was true. So he just went back to the hospital and decided to get some rest, because he was completely tired out of his mind at this point. After doing what he just did, all of that exercise, he is way too tired. Anyways, he went back to the hospital, and all the nurses had been looking for him. Where had Naruto gone? But eventually they were like, you know what, let the kid go away. We don't really care. But then when he came back to his bed, they're like, oh, there he is. I wonder where he went. Well, I don't really care, but I still wonder what he was doing all that time. So for the next month, And actually, an entire year, every day, he just did his 100 push-ups, 100 squats, 100 sit-ups, and the 10-kilometer run. And eventually, he got really good at it. Like, he would be able to consistently do it pretty quickly. And if normally it took like half his day to do all of this, now it was only taking him like maybe less than an hour. I mean, the only thing that took him too long was the 10-kilometer run. So that would take him like half an hour maybe. And then, so yeah, in total, it would only take him about half an hour in the end, because he got really like fast and strong. Now, he didn't level up too many times, but yeah, he just, for an entire year, until he was ready for the academy, all he would do was just do his daily quests every single day. And one day, like 1 week before the academy, he got a mission, and it came up on another screen, on another blue screen that said, "Quest, help this person find her missing cat." And so you might have realized that this the leveling system is gonna give him missions to do and quests to do to get his rewards. Unlike in solo leveling, where he has to go into dungeons and stuff, this is gonna be different, as I said, because this is in Naruto, and I don't want to bring too much solo leveling into Naruto. Just keep this Naruto verse. Get what I mean? Anyways, Naruto does the quest and ends up leveling up for the second time ever, which definitely does get him excited, because leveling up is always really fun for Naruto. I mean, come on, imagine being in a video game and your character levels up. That's always a great feeling. And yeah, the mission wasn't too hard, so it was pretty easy. And then we skip to the first day of the academy. Now, in the first day of the academy, like, nothing's too hard for him, to be honest. Like, in the durability test, for example, I mean, like, he does 10-kilometer runs literally every single day. So durability, like long distance running, is so easy for him that he actually beats Sasuke, which does make Sasuke kind of jealous. Now, after that, in the kunai throwing, he doesn't do very well. Although he does better than what he does in the original, he's not, well, very good, because he never practiced shuriken and kunai throwing too much anyways. Except for that, in the written exams he wasn't too good, and then it was time for the spar. It was time for Naruto and Sasuke to spar with each other, and well, yes, that was the pairs, because that's what Iruka said, because he just wanted to test them. And yeah, when the spar started, Sasuke immediately dashed at Naruto. But Naruto is a lot different from what he was in the original. In this time, he has already leveled up twice, and he's been doing insane workouts every day. So my man Naruto, at this point, he is super muscular. Like, he has like an 8-pack, you know what I mean? He's really strong and athletic, so he's actually outspeeding Sasuke. And this really annoys Sasuke, but Naruto's just simply stronger. And it comes to the point where Naruto's completely not completely, but he's just outclassing him in taijutsu. And Sasuke is about to get knocked off. So he gets left with no choice, as he starts weaving hand signs and says, Katon, Fireball Jutsu! And the Fireball Jutsu just completely knocks Naruto out of the ring, and Naruto just loses all consciousness. The fireball was too fast, and it almost hit him head on, which just got like second and even third degree burns over his body. Now, because of this, he had to go to the hospital and literally missed the next day at the academy. And yeah, that was sad. But after that, Naruto realized that if he wanted to beat Sasuke, he would have to train even more. Like, just normally doing a bunch of quests, just doing my daily quest over and over again, it's not going to be enough to become Hokage. It might be a good way to help him, but it's not going to be the thing that lets him become the Hokage. So he decides when he wakes up, he just does his whole training routine and then starts doing kunai training and everything. And after that, for his time in the academy, he's just training really hard all the time. And he ends up getting quests to do simple missions, really, like, helping people cross the road and all of that stuff. And every once in a while, he'll level up a bit. But then, one day, he had a mission telling him to go to a certain location and fight someone. Naruto was intrigued by this mission and didn't know whether he wanted to trust the leveling system, but he decided if he was going to get stronger, this was his only way. So he went. And when he went to the location, he found a ninja from the land of waves. It seemed to be a genin, maybe a chunin. Naruto couldn't tell, at least not in this dark. Plus, he was wearing a robe, so he couldn't see if they had a vest on, probably because they were trying to disguise themselves. Anyways, Naruto just called out saying, "Hey, what do you think you're doing here?" And the person was just looked around immediately and got surprised seeing that somebody had spotted him. But then, seeing Naruto, all of the tension seemed to fade away. It was just a kid, nothing he couldn't deal with. So he quickly just threw a shuriken right at Naruto's neck and continued walking on. But as he walked on, he saw a person in front of him. And he checked to see who it was, and his eyes adjusted to the dark. He saw it was Naruto again. And then he looked to the place he had thrown the kunai to. The kunai just fell on the floor, and Naruto wasn't there. This kid really was something. And this is like halfway through the academy, so Naruto is, once again, a lot stronger than he was. And this person decided, this isn't going to be as easy as he thought. So he took off his robe and started fighting. Now, Naruto did not stand a lot of a chance against this guy. I mean, he was really powerful. And the thing was, like, Naruto was barely catching up to this guy. After all, the person was a genin or chunin, and Naruto was not even a genin yet. And this person was an intruder probably, so he was trusted by his village to do whatever mission he had come here to do. But Naruto clearly was trusted by the leveling system, so he had to fight, because his life might just as well depend on it. And so Naruto fought with all he had, and eventually they both started sustaining critical injuries, and help arrived. Seeing all the commotion going on, Naruto and the person were both heavily injured. Naruto, the only thing keeping him going being his sheer willpower. And as the Jonin arrived, they saw Naruto and the intruder fighting, and they came in, and one of the Jonin shot a kunai at the intruder's arm, while the other one shot a water-style jutsu at him. But as the water-style jutsu came at him, Naruto jumped in the way and said, "Move away. This is my fight. I have to win by myself." And the Jonin were shocked, to say the least, and they stepped back for a second, and then they went silent as Naruto turned around and started fighting. Now, with the intruder having a wounded arm, the fight turned, the tables turned in the favor of Naruto. Naruto had started winning. And after an intense battle, he finally managed to catch him off guard and get him in a chokehold. And after about 1.5 minutes that seemed to last forever, the intruder was dead. As the intruder started disintegrating, and then from nowhere popped out a blade. Actually, wait, no, there wasn't a blade. The blade didn't pop out. Not yet, that's gonna be later, sorry. It mess up on my part. But as Naruto saw the blue screen appear in front of his eyes, and he realized the other Jonin couldn't seem to see the blue screen. But this blue screen, he watched as it said level up, and then it said level up again. He had leveled up 2 times, and then he passed out with a smile on his face. The Jonin were extremely impressed by Naruto's actions. This kid, not even a genin yet, halfway through his year in the academy, had taken on this genin/chunin from the Mist Village, who was trying to intrude the Konoha village. And for that, they decided to give Naruto a reward. When Naruto woke up in the hospital for the 3rd time in this what the heck, why is Naruto getting injured so much? But when he woke up in the hospital for the 3rd time in this episode, Hiruzen was waiting next to him. And Hiruzen congratulated him personally, which really made Naruto feel good about himself for once in his life. And then Hiruzen gave him a bunch of money as a reward for what the mission would have costed. So he got the amount of money he would have gone for like a C rank, not C rank, like B rank mission. And Hiruzen was impressed, and Naruto was really proud of himself. But Naruto realized that there was only a week until the Genin exams, and on the screen showed up a new quest saying, "Become a Genin." Now, Naruto knew what he had to do, so after a bit of conversation with Hiruzen, he said, "Okay, old man, thanks for the stuff, but I have something I have to do," as he went outside and started training, doing his 100 push-ups, squats, sit-ups, and his 10-kilometer run. And at the end of the day, to congratulate himself, he gave himself some ramen. And, that was in Teuchi's area, and, he could pay for it. He finally had money from what he had done earlier, and for once in his life, he felt good. He felt like a somebody that was actually worth something, and this just made him happy. And now we skip all the way to the day of the final academy exams. Now, on this day, Naruto gets to school extra early, and he had been studying for the test. Yeah, Naruto was studying, which might come as a shock to you, but Naruto takes this leveling system seriously, so he actually studied for the test. And so he actually did average, like almost above average on the written portion. And when it came to throwing kunai and shuriken, since he had been training on it for the entire year in the academy, Naruto was pretty good at that too. So when he did the kunai throwing, he got above average, like 7 out of 10. And then they had the durability test, where once again, Naruto completely destroyed everyone by miles due to his incredible training routine. And then came the moment Naruto had been waiting for, the spar. And at this point, Naruto had been practicing some jutsu, so in this fight, Naruto decided to try it out a bit. Basically, what happened is, when they both came in and walked into the circle, Naruto immediately started off with just dashing behind Sasuke and trying to punch him, but Sasuke blocked, and then Naruto just seemed to disappear right after that. And he looked around and he saw Naruto standing there at back where he started, and Sasuke was a little confused because he didn't understand how Naruto had just teleported behind him and teleported back. But Sasuke decided it didn't matter and just rushed straight at Naruto. As when he punched Naruto, he just went through Naruto and Naruto poofed into smoke. And this is because this isn't even a multi-shadow clone jutsu. This is just like the useless clone jutsu that they learn in the academy. But since Naruto had, he had already learned this because he was actually good at jutsu. Unlike in the original, he's decent at jutsu. He was able to use this jutsu in the spar. And Iruka started clapping from the sidelines for how Naruto was able to execute this jutsu. But then something hit, Sasuke was thinking, and then something hit him. It was just like, wait a second, if that was a clone, then where's the real Naruto? Which is when he looked up, seeing Naruto just coming down from the sky as Naruto punched him into the ground. And at this point, Sasuke was being wrecked, and the everyone watching in the stands was cheering for Naruto. And honestly, Naruto has quite a few fangirls. Not as much as Sasuke maybe, but he has some, because after all of his working out, he's pretty muscular. So there are a lot of girls that like him, and they're cheering for him. And at this point, Sasuke is just straight up mad. So he's like, well, this finished you off last time. It's gonna finish you off again. As he started weaving hand signs and said, Fireball Jutsu! And he blasted a huge fireball in Naruto's direction as a worried expression took over Iruka's face, and the fireball just blasted like completely all through the arena, even hurting some of the spectators a little bit. And then, as the smoke cleared, Sasuke saw nothing. Yeah, nothing. And then Naruto was behind him and said, how the tides have changed, right, Sasuke? As he punches Sasuke in the back with all his might, sending Sasuke flying out of the circle and knocking him out, winning the spar by a mile. And everyone in the stand started cheering because this must have been the craziest academy student spar ever. It was just insane. And Iruka also started clapping and congratulating them. Now, Sasuke did end up winning Rookie of the Year because, Sasuke is Sasuke, and he did well in everything else except for he also did really well in the spar, even though he lost. So Sasuke did win Rookie of the Year, but Naruto was the runner-up, and this is a lot better than the original where he was literally the worst. So, yeah. And, Iruka's like, okay, come back tomorrow to meet your Jonin senseis. And Naruto decided, I did it, as he looked at his screen. And on the blue screen showed up a text saying, level up. And Naruto squealed in excitement. It was like, yes, I did it. And you guys might be wondering why Naruto's leveling up so much. I mean, to be fair, it literally has been like 2 years maybe since this What If started, and he only leveled up like a few times, so he is leveling up at a decent-ish pace. Like, he'll definitely start leveling up a lot faster later, but this is like normal for now. And to be honest, that's where I'm gonna have to end off this What If. If you have any feedback, please make sure to tell me. If there's anything else, also just comment. Make sure to like and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.